We've got another question. This one's from Eunice. Very simple. Should I get the flu vaccine? I don't know anything else. I assume with a name like Eunice, sorry, that sounds awful, but it's not been used as much in the most recent couple decades. So you're saying
Eunice should probably get the flu shot?
No, I'm asking. If we assume Eunice is 50 plus, is that something that she should be worried about? Is that something she should do?
I mean, I fall in the camp of it's something with so little downside. That I would.
So this isn't a fancy, crazy new vaccine. This is a normal, traditional vaccine, just like what we've been taking for decades and decades.
Yeah, and it's not a real great vaccine in the sense of how well it works.
Yeah,
it's a very difficult thing to make because flu mutates yearly.
Right.
Some years it's as low as 10% effective.
Wow,
but that's better than nothing. Typically it's 40 to 60%. So for me, there is little downside. But I think it really just comes down to, are you immunocompromised? Then my recommendation goes up.
Yeah.
Are you elderly? Recommendation goes up. I think it really depends on, if you ask me how badly I think you should get a flu shot, I'm not going to push you real hard into getting a flu shot, Tyler. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if your grandma asked me, I would say, Grandma Andrews, you really need to get that flu shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it has to do with your risk factors. And it's not one of those things where we need to be concerned about the experimental level of the drug or anything like that.
I'm not going to stop you from walking in there if you decide to get it either. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. I know that's a hot button topic. Vaccines have gotten a bad rap of late, deserved or otherwise. So it's worth going over something like that to say this is an interesting. Now, this is another question we got that I didn't get to today. Somebody asked about pharmacists doing a lot of work that in the past a doctor would have done. When I have gotten a flu vaccine, I've always gotten it from a pharmacist. Mm-hmm. Is that's something you guys do?
We do. Yeah. We've set up some clinics and stuff. So
are there things that pharmacists are being asked to do now that used to be the purview of doctors exclusively or medical doctors exclusively? I know pharmacists are doctors too, but that's
the main one. I mean, there are more and more things coming out. I believe in Oregon, pharmacists can't initiate birth control, but they can continue it on. Okay. So the therapy doesn't get interrupted. So there are different things like that happening. Pharmacists are taking larger roles in, for lack of a better term, helping doctors choose drugs and getting involved and maybe switching things that are similar for various reasons, sometimes financial, sometimes different side effect profiles. So yeah, it's increasing, not where we would probably like it to be,
right?
But it's only increasing because there's more and more stress on doctors. There's more and more stress on the healthcare system financially. Doctors are more expensive than pharmacists. Those kind of things really come into play too. Yep. Pharmacists are much more accessible.
Okay,
and
makes sense.
Since the COVID vaccines were rolled out, they allow pharmacists to vaccinate children like 3 and older.
Oh, okay.
So that was a big one.
Was that
like in school? I think you had to be either 8 and older, 16 and older. So it was a big thing once pharmacists had, kids waiting in line to get shots.
Are they, and is that for all vaccines or just COVID vaccines?
We can give flu shots to kids.
Okay.
I believe. Okay. Yeah.
So, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe
we'll take that one off the record, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's interesting.
And just again, another kind of ease the burden kind of thing. That's all.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's not a hyper complicated thing or doesn't have a bunch of side effects that need to be watched for.
Yeah, and it's only going to create roadblocks to people actually getting them. You have to set up an appointment. You have to wait. You're going to wait for an hour.
That's a good point.
You wait for 15 minutes. It removes some of the roadblocks.
Mm-hmm. That's good. We want people to get the help they need.